Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. And it's actually very late right now. It is currently 8:42 p.m. as I'm filming this. But I'm trying to film as many videos as I possibly can. I'm getting to these late today because I spent the better part of the afternoon at the pool today with my neighbors. The pool is supposed to, this is the unofficial last day of the pool being open. They're keeping the pool open tomorrow and Wednesday because they couldn't get the person to come out here and close it, so we get 2 extra days. But it's supposed to be cloudy and rainy the next 2 days. We're like, fingers crossed, like, please. We're all like, today at the end of the pool, the end of the day, we were like, no, we're gonna come up here the next 2 days. We don't care if it's raining and stuff like that. I had such a great time today. I was actually talking about this in my review video. I reviewed this journal. Now, I will talk about this journal on this channel as well. It's called the Shadow Work Journal. And somebody recommended it to me. It's about doing deep therapeutic work on yourself, and it has journal prompts and things like that. It's fantastic. So please go check out that video on my review channel so you kind of know what I'm talking about before I come over here and talk about it. So I did a review of that today. And at the end of it, I started kind of crying a little bit. Got real upset because I've had such a good time going to the pool with my neighbors, and the very end, it was like everybody had left from the pool, and it was just myself and my neighbor across the street and her brother, or her sister and brother-in-law, and then this other woman that lives next door to her. And the three of us had been the ones that had gone to the pool most of the summer. And it was so peaceful at the very end, and the shadows were all from the trees were all over the pool. So the pool it was time to go, and I don't think any of us wanted to go because it was starting to get kind of a little cold with a little breeze outside and stuff. But I just had such a great time with my neighbors at the pool, and people always say things to me that, I don't know, just like get me in the gut. Like I remember with my first office that I had when I finally moved to a new place, my landlord, when I exchanged keys with him, and we knew each other through recovery, and we got very close, and he was selling the building. And I remember when I exchanged the keys with him, or gave him the keys back the last day, he looked at me and he said, well, we had a good run, didn't we? And I thought, get out of here before you start bawling your eyes out. I could still make myself cry thinking about that right now. So today when we were all getting out of the pool, I had already counted down like how many days it was going to be until the pool opened again. It's 9 months. And so I said, see you guys in 9 months. And my neighbor that's like 2 down, she kind of looked back at me and she was like, is it really that long? And I almost like started crying at the pool because I was like, it's not even the pool so much as it is just like going down there for an hour or two and, telling stories about the HOA and telling stories about how we grew up. And they're talking about going to Catholic schools and going here and going there and what we did as jobs and, just getting to know each other. And it's been so nice this summer. And I think that I'm not going to have to stop interacting with my neighbors. I'm still going to see them, obviously, but it's not going to be the same as like sitting in a pool for 2 hours while I'm drinking my coffee and they're having, a Coke or a beer or something like that. It's been really fun, So I spent the better part of the afternoon at the pool, and so I'm getting started late on this video like I have the last couple nights, and but I thought, you know what, I want to film something over here today, and when I get done with this, I'm gonna film my vlog. So I had all kinds of videos I wanted to film today, and I have a whole list of drama videos and review videos and Peterisms videos, and well, not so many Peterisms videos, but I am gonna go back to reading some of the comments and doing some of those probably tomorrow or the next day. But I made a list of drama videos, Peter Does Stuff videos, and review videos to make. And so I didn't expect to get this journal, so I had a whole list of other things I was going to do. So, yeah, so I'll be getting to those this week. I have a full week of mini videos to make. So I had videos on all my channels that I wanted to make today, but it got so late. So I brought the Nightlight book out by Amy Dean again because it's late, and I also brought the Daily Book of Positive Quotations by Linda Picone, and I thought we could start with that. So I'm sitting on the other chair because I have the light coming through the door, and I also have the carriage light on because it's too dark if I sit over there, and it'll just like completely put me in shadows. So that's why I'm sitting over on this side tonight. All right, let's read. And I thought also since it's at night, let's read Nightlight, right? Okay, so September 4th, somebody's cooking out or having a bonfire. I can smell it. It smells so good. Okay, September 4th. Here we go. Continuity. Even if I knew that tomorrow the world would go to pieces, I would still plant my apple tree. Martin Luther. To quietly and peacefully... I am so emotional tonight. I don't know what it is. What is going on with this right here? Oh, it's a shadow from my glasses. I am so emotional tonight. Like, I feel like I could just bawl my eyes out. Maybe I just need to sit and listen. People are always like, why do you listen to sad music? To bring out the emotion. Like, it's okay to feel emotion. I sometimes watch... What is going on? Is it just my glasses? Do you see this, like, dot right here? Sometimes I watch sad movies or listen to sad music when I'm already kind of sad, and then it pulls it out of me, and then I can kind of work through it a little bit. So I'm just real emotional tonight. I don't know why. To quietly and peacefully go about our business sometimes requires great courage. Events in the world or in our own lives may make us want to scream and wail, tear our hair out, or beat our heads against a wall. But we don't do any of those things. We square our shoulders, look straight ahead, and carry out our daily routines. We try to restore normality to what feels like chaos. I admire people who just keep going without bragging or feeling the need to tell everyone about it. I can be one of those people. Wow, this is a powerful meditation for me. It's one of the things that I have aspired to be in my life, and I feel like I know quite a few people that... I mean, I've had friends of mine that have cancer and are on chemo and have lost multiple family members in a row and have had just horrible tragedy in their life, right? But they don't ever talk about it. You know, they have so much that they could pat themselves on their shoulders for, so much tragedy they've made it through and they've shown their strength, and yet they don't. They don't use it as an excuse to get out of things. They still show up to things. They still are hard workers. They're still good friends, you know? They're still good people. And they don't ever use it as like, I deserve an award for going through this. And they could, you know? And I aspire to be that, you know? For every single one of us, there's always a million other people out there that have it 10 times worse than we do. And that's something that I have to kind of remember from time to time, you know? Is that there's many, many, many hundreds of thousands and millions of people out there that have it a lot worse than I do. How dare I not practice gratitude and feel so blessed for the things that I have in my life, you know? And so from that gratitude comes this point of just continuing to push through the pain, realizing that pain is part of life, that there are going to be good days ahead, that the sun will shine again, as Oprah says, and that I don't have to stay stuck in that victim mentality, you know? And it's real powerful. So that was a great meditation. All right, let's read. Somebody is texting me. Who is texting me? Hold on just a second. Is this my cousin Caroline? Oh, no. It's my neighbor, my other neighbor, who, poor thing, she's been volunteering at this art festival, it's called Butter, this whole weekend, to highlight black artists. And so she's been volunteering the whole weekend. She loves the pool, and she hasn't been able to go to the pool at all this weekend because she's been volunteering until like 5:30 or 6. And so she just texted me, and she goes, pool open extended till Wednesday. I hadn't had a chance to tell her yet, so I know she's real excited about that. She is such a good person, too. I love her. So, we're going to have to go to the pool the next 2 days. Maybe she and I will go for a little night swim, either tonight or maybe in these. I'll have to see when I get off here. Okay. So, then let's read from Nightlight by Amy Dean. September 4th. I'm having a hard time reading these with the light. Okay. Loneliness is a bitter thing. More bitter when you think you have been freed from it and find it returning again. Anne Cameron. I don't know who she is. It is a rare person indeed who never feels lonely. Even when we are surrounded by coworkers, friends, or family, we can still feel lonely. Now that we have the program in our higher power, why shouldn't we have feelings of loneliness? What's wrong with me? We may cry, thinking we are doing something to cause these feelings. But feelings of loneliness can reveal our need to get out more, to be with people. We may be so withdrawn into ourselves that we cannot see or hear others around us. Yet they are there. They have been there all day today, and they will continue to be there for us. If we listen to ourselves, we will be able to hear our needs crying out for attention. If we pay attention to our lonely feelings, we can open ourselves up to the cures. The cures. A phone call, a walk with a friend, a meeting, or a few hugs. Help me listen to my loneliness. I can then open myself up to others. Wow, I think this is a powerful meditation because it's something I felt much in my life, you know. I used to, somebody said this to me and then I borrowed it from them because it felt so true to my life. I could feel lonelier in a group full of people than at home all by myself. And I really could, because my social anxiety was so bad. And even past that, I just didn't know how to talk to people. I felt like I always said the wrong thing when I would talk to people. So even if I was in a group of a lot of people, I wouldn't speak a lot because I would think that whatever I had to say was stupid. I was too afraid to go up to people and start talking to them, things like that. I hid behind my social anxiety for a long time. I used it as an excuse to myself without even ever telling people that I had social anxiety. I used it as an excuse to not participate in life, to not go to events, to not ever things. And it was real, right? And my social anxiety is real. I still have it today. But I can remember years ago telling my friend Erin that always has a Halloween party, and she would always wonder why Alex came and I didn't. And Alex said one day, I'm not going to make excuses for you anymore. If you don't want to go, then you need to talk to them. And my friend Melissa said to me, like, Erin doesn't understand why you don't go to her party every year. It like hurts her feelings. And so it was like, I mean, they have this big deal Halloween party every year. And so I explained to Melissa about my social anxiety. I'd never opened up and talked to her about it before, right? And she said, well, why don't you explain that to Erin? Like, Erin would really understand that. And, I mean, Erin's a very compassionate person, social worker, counselor, therapist, things like that. So I talked to Erin about it, and Erin's like, I totally understand. Thank you for sharing that with me and being vulnerable with me. And if you don't want to come, I understand that. She goes, but I would love to have you. So what can we do that would make it better? Like, do you need to come before everybody else? I said that would really help, because then I would feel like I was the first person there. I'd feel like everybody would be coming in. I wouldn't be coming into a group of people. Like, that's one of the things that's always terrifying to me, right? So she said, okay, well, the party starts at such and such time. Just get here half an hour before that. So I did. Alex and I got there early. And I remember I was standing in the kitchen when everybody started to come in, and it was terrifying to me at first, right? I was like, people would say like, oh, hey, Peter, how are you? I mean, I knew all these people, but it was still scary to me. Oh, hey, Peter, how are you? Some of them I didn't know, some of the family members and stuff. But they'd say, oh, I'm so-and-so. Whenever I'd say, oh, I'm, you know, whatever. And somebody going by on an electric scooter up this late at night. But it was still scary to me. It was still terrifying, you know? And I stayed, and then I kind of moved into the living room. I moved on the back patio, and I'll never forget, she had these walking taco things. I still to this day, every time she has like a get-together, I'm like, please have those walking taco things. And it's like where you go to Costco and you get these little bags of chips. They have them at like the state fair and stuff too. And then she had like sour cream. She had ground beef, but I didn't put those in mine because I'm a vegetarian. But she had like Cool Ranch Doritos, and then she had like the scoops, and then she had like Frito-Lays. And you tore the top of the bag off. And they're made specifically for these bags for that. You tore the top of the bag off, and then you put in like sour cream, onions, tomatoes, salsa, pico de gallo, whatever you want to put, ground beef. It's a walking taco that you just eat with like a fork out of this thing. I loved it so much. And some people that I used to work with were there. Someone that I used to be really close friends with when I worked in treatment was there because she worked with her. And so we reminisced, and I had a great time. I just had such a great time, and I went home, and I was so happy. But at the same time, what I realized was I had missed out on so much of my life hiding behind this social anxiety. That was very, very real to me. But I wasn't willing to do the work of working through it. And that was when I decided that I was going to start working through it. And actually YouTube and speaking on here to hundreds or thousands of people has really helped me a lot. But I was like, I'm going to start working on this because I don't want to miss out on anything more in life. I don't want to miss out on, you know, bridal showers and weddings and dinners and parties with my husband. I don't want to miss out on that anymore. I don't go to everything, but I go to some. And I've had to have my husband and my friend Tanya pull me out of that, my sponsor, and say, we're going to go do this, you know. My friends Melissa and Jason are very good about like, okay, we're going to dinner this week, which night, you know. And it's gotten easier over time. I don't feel like my social anxiety is such a hindrance to my life as it used to be. I don't hide behind it anymore. It's real easy for me to isolate and just be at home and never interact with anybody, not talk to anybody, you know. But I want to participate in life. I want to have people. I've learned by just talking to my neighbors that walk by or standing in the street or whatever, talking to my neighbors just right around here. I've learned how to be more social. I've learned how to put out my hand and introduce myself to a total stranger, which was terrifying to me. I just did it today at the pool, you know, with somebody that I didn't even know lived in this neighborhood I met. I made a new friend today, you know. That is rich. That is priceless. I don't want to miss out on that in life. It's just, it's not worth it. I have to do the work to push through those things, to push through the pain to the other side, so that I can have the fullest life possible. I don't want to hide out anymore. I don't want to be so scared to talk to people and scared of my own shadow, so to speak, that my life isn't full. I want a full life. And I want you guys to have that too. But we have to do the work, you know? And I learned that. It wasn't on anybody else. It was on me. I had to talk about it with my therapist and my sponsor. I had to put action to it. I had to attend things I never wanted to go to just to push through. And you know what I found out was that some of the things I didn't enjoy at all, but most of them I was really happy that I went to. And I come home and I'd be like a little kid, like, I had so much fun tonight. This was so much fun, you know? And I remember when my cousin Caroline, her stepson, got married. This was probably, oh, I don't know, 10 years ago? Yeah, and her son at the time would have been like 10 or 11, maybe longer than that. And so we went to the wedding, and I remember later Caroline was telling me that her son David, her younger son, who was like 10 or 11 at the time, 9 or 10, 11, he got real upset on the way home from the wedding, and he said, Mom, I had so much fun, and he was dancing and everything, you know, I mean, he was the kid of the wedding, and he said, I wish we could can we have all these people over to our house next weekend? I would love to have so much fun. And she goes, isn't that how life is, that we just want to keep on repeating these things that are so much fun? And you can, you know? Just because the pool's closing down doesn't mean that I can't still see my neighbors or invite them over for coffee or dinner or whatever. We can still see each other, you know? And I plan to. So I feel very much like I relate to his sentiment of like, I don't want the wedding to end. Now I don't want those things to end. It still takes me a lot of work to push myself through and go to some things, or not go to those things, not all of them, but some things I still struggle with. But most I don't anymore, because I've done a lot of work on it and I've really pushed through with it. I still have the social anxiety. I still go into those situations sweating bullets and being like, God, I wonder what they're going to say about my outfit, or do I look too heavy, or are they talking about me behind my back? But that goes away pretty quickly these days, and I just kind of, you know, learn to enjoy melt in and just learn to enjoy myself. And I hope that you can too. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.